The roommate marriage that nobody talks about.
Getting your partner on board. The impact that impacts trust. Erectile dysfunction. Sexless marriage versus a lack of intimacy. Manipulation, boundaries, and covert contracts. Why closure is a myth in modern relationships.
The roommate marriage that nobody talks about.
Welcome to the Morrow Marriage podcast, guys. And you know, I love this topic. One of the people that was at the event, life is pretty good. You know, they get along, they very well.
Was it just a person or a couple that was there?
No, it was a couple. And, you know, they get along really, really well. But they manage a lot of kids, okay? And, you know, I didn't talk to them about them being roommates, okay? But I thought in my mind, like, how many people we think about, I mean, other than that they're at a marriage event to try to help their marriage, but, you know, like, think outside of that event for a second. Think like wherever you go, you know, you see your coworkers, you see your friends, we don't always get the truth, you know what I mean? And so it got me thinking, like, it's a massive thing that people don't really talk about, because I'll give you an example for men. Like, no man wants to go, like, my wife just never fucks me. You know what I mean? Like, no man, I never want to.
He wants to bitch about it, but doesn't want any other men to know.
Yeah, and he might tell his buddies something or other, you know, with a lot of contempt and a lot of sadness or whatever, right? But, like, I know personally for me, it's not like I want to walk around and be like, yeah, it's like she just lays there. You know what I mean? And I think that there's more people than you realize that are going through this. You know, like, when we think about divorce, you know, a lot of times when a guy's like in my program and he is an actual roommate, so we verified they're like the roommate stage, right? Or even better, the business partner stage. We verified it, but it's always like, man, like, I just don't know if I can live like this. I had a call with a guy recently. Oh, like, when we registered the Chevelle and the Defender, I was like on the phone outside of the title office before I was going in talking to this man, and he's like, I don't know how long I can live like this. It's been 4 months without sex, but they're getting along so well. They'd be business partners, okay? Like the exact example he gave was like, yeah, I mean, she had to go take care of it reminded me of you, going adopt these dogs. This part didn't remind me of you, but drove 7 hours to get them or something like that.
Oh yeah, I get you guys bring them to me.
Yeah, but she, you know, left his dogs with her, and I could see where this was going. The wheels were turning. Is like, but I'm going to do all this for her, and I'm not going to have sex, right? Well, how many people do you think, like this example of the couple at the event? Like, I'm thinking, like, I mean, I think it was like 13 kids overall, if I recall correctly. Now, again, they didn't talk about this, but if you can imagine, like, how many people, obviously, sex is harder with 13 kids, right? Because you have a lot of distractions, let's say. Okay, you know, a lot of schedules is another one, and, you know, we can go on and on and on. A lot more fucking emotions, let me tell you that. Okay, so, you know, and again, I know you guys are avid listeners, so I'm not calling you out at all. I'm just saying, like, we never specifically spoke about this, about their marriage, but, you know, how many people do you see that you come into contact every single day who aren't talking about that? You know, who aren't going deeper? You know, they would have got a lot of information valuable to move them up the ladder towards more intimacy, because we focused on so much more foundation. You see, if you were talking about it with people and you weren't using negative words, I'm not talking about sex for a minute, for example, I want to say, like, you'd be saying, like, I crave deeper connection and conversation with my partner. I crave the days where we have dreams and we're working together to achieve them. I mean, then you're not roommates anymore. This is where you might say you're business partners. Not if you're truly connected. Truly connected. I know that we talked about at the event all the couples we're touching when we remarried that couple, but that's the kind of thing where it starts. You see how Kathryn and I are sitting. If you're not watching on YouTube, she had her leg on me for a minute. Now she's holding my arm, 2 hands on me, you know, like, touching my face. Oh yeah, you licked it. Oh, she licked it again. Okay, so.
His face.
You're not watching on YouTube, you're like, what the fuck just happened?
Oh gosh.
So, I love to be licked. So, anyway, oh God, I lost my thought. Oh yeah, so there's all these things that we don't talk about, which would be more of the foundational issues. Let's go to business partner for example, because they'll take you from roommates to business partner. So you might have you know, you get along great, maybe watch some TV together, okay? And the example I like to use with TV is we could watch a show, 1 hour show, and it might take us 3 hours. And I don't mean because we stop and go do it. I mean because we stop and talk, we stop and laugh. Yes, to be some stopping and maybe parenting.
Rewind to see what someone said. Did she just really say that? Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we love breaking down reality TV show because we can we're communication experts, we're relationship experts, we're like leadership experts, we're masculine and feminine experts. So we constantly like can dissect even if it's a real estate show. Well, mind you, real estate shows always show the sex stuff too, the marriage stuff too. But like
any show where it has
any
men
show.
and
What's
women.
that one? Selling the OC, and there's a guy Austin on there. Like 2 years ago, I DM'd him. I'm like, dude, I can help you because he is like fucking. He never responded back, but like he's fucked. Like he's creating the sexless marriage he doesn't want. You see it every time he interacts with his wife. It's crazy. Anyway, I love that shit. But see, we don't really know unless you can know those kinds of behaviors. So that's why I meet this couple and I just know about their family, and obviously sex and intimacy would be very difficult. That's an obvious one, right? But otherwise, unless you start to recognize some of the skills that they're lacking, like in this case, I watched an episode or two in one season where I could see how they're interacting and I'm like, oh, she's not interested in sex with him, right? There's a lot of guilting, a lot of shaming, right? And some of it's like not even directly obvious. So I think people don't talk about being a roommate because really you don't know what to do. So by the time you get to business partners and you're having like, maybe you get along, you have those nice home dates, you're going to dinner as a roommate, but it's not like super exciting. Now you get to business partners where it is more exciting. I have one of the guys in the program, Jerry, he does this wicked man at home stuff, long posts and stuff. He's becoming a mentor to teach man at home, and Jerry, and actually writing a book with us too, but Jerry's planning this 5-day fucking date for his wife and like where they're going, but keeping in mind how much he loves his wife. She gets anxiety away from the kids. They're older, but she still feels the anxiety. So it's like, where do you break? When do you bring her back? And let her see the kids are great. And the kids probably at this age don't even care, but it's for his wife. He loves her, right? And
I thought that would go away as I get older. Maybe it won't.
I'm not sure, but I'm going to be there
get
for you.
major anxiety when I leave the kids.
She does. I would, like what I said actually on the call, I was like, I ain't taking Kathryn for no 5-day fucking trip. Are you kidding me? Like she'll fucking lose her mind. But my point is, now they do have a very connected relationship, but a lot of times you'll get to that stage and you don't. That means you don't want to really talk about it. Like on paper, you look so fucking good, but then reality is like, there's no real true intimacy, or you can't understand it because we laugh. I get a laugh all the time. You know, there's that one couple we worked with that we've referenced before on the show, but like they was talking, they have like mad money. So dates, travel, excitement, you know, like none of it. It's not an issue. Just fucking, here's my card, let's go. You know what I mean? But when they heard about our date and our dancing, where our children are giggling and watching Mama and Dua, that's what they call me, my kids, Dua. When they're watching us like kiss and make out, laugh, you know, oh, you were teasing me so much that night. Like they hear about this, they're like, oh, okay, so we are just, well, they're actually a lower stature, but they just have really good dates. But they would be what we call frenemies with the ups and downs. But my point is then, unless you know what those skills are, you don't even recognize it. I could walk around, Kathryn could walk around and be like, okay, roommate. Okay, that's just total fake. They're not actually, you know, intimate. You know, we can see it because we can see all the signs. Because we know it from our own life. We know it from working with 8,000 people in 4 years. But like, when you don't know it, that's why you can't talk about it. It's because you don't even know what you need to talk to someone about. A couple episodes ago, we talked about letting the right people in. You need to be able to actually also have another step there, which is once the right people are in, you have to be able to share exactly what it is, or have them identify, because of the right people, what it is that's preventing you from moving from the roommate phase to a business partner stage to a superpower couple stage. And I would have said we were superpower couple stage, but now we need a new name because like we're like beyond, like now it's like, I just about said as far as sex can go, but that's not like,
I mean, what else is there?
We're not doing the open marriage thing. We're not doing like we think bondage and stuff is not really our thing, but like,
I might like to tie you up. I just don't want to tie myself up.
I wouldn't be opposed to using a sales line like, are you opposed to it?
Are you opposed to me tying you up?
No.
I am opposed to being tied up, but I think I'm maybe a little bit of a dominatrix.
She does definitely like to run some of the show, most of the show there, but
I don't hear anyone complaining about it.
My point is, Guys, that's what I want you to focus. You're not talking about it because you got to find the who. And when you talk to them, you should try to have some sort of understanding. I mean, if you listen to this podcast, you should have so many light bulbs that you can start that process, especially if you're talking to us. And then the person that you trust is supposed to guide you through it. And it's only someone that can move you forward. But again, talking about what the real issues are. I'm holding my hands out if you're not watching on YouTube, because I want you to then think about it like they're going to drop golden nuggets if they're the right people. They're going to take you with actionable steps, right? But there's no point to walk you through that because you're going to be different than somebody else. You'll have so many of the same issues, but where you start with one thing might be different from another. And like the most important thing is identifying, not in the self-pity, the victimhood of, oh gosh, we look so good at the outside world, we're awesome, but being envious of all these people, like us even, like starting to figure out and break down like why you are actually there, because you got to just really read the room. You know what I mean? Like if you really truly understand, like let's just use a totally different example when it comes to sex, and it's like it hurts her to have sex. There are still things that she can do. I don't mean necessarily physically in the bedroom at this point. We can get there. But what I'm talking about is things that she can do to start to figure out what is causing that.
There was a couple like that at the event.
Yes, that's what I was thinking of. Mm-hmm. So like from there, we make it so it's not about the let's call it the excuse, okay, or the reason, okay. I call everything an excuse, not a reason, because everything is workable. I mean, that's why I don't know if I've ever done this on a podcast. My favorite fucking story about somebody who achieved that it shouldn't be possible is, I feel like it was 20 years ago I read something. I definitely owned the gym. And it was about this blind girl who won a video game challenge for a $100,000 prize. Think about that again. A blind girl winning a video game challenge.
It's wild.
Isn't it fucking wild? Mm-hmm. That's why I always say if somebody else has it, you can have it too, and all that sort of stuff's where it comes from. But you guys, maybe you need to spend more time looking at that shit, right? Because it's one thing. We know like everybody loves when they see Kathryn look at me after everything I did to hurt her. You know what I mean? Like things like that. So it's one thing to like see us and then feel like, holy shit, that's like the blind girl, right? Who can now win a video game challenge. Cass and Kathryn look where they are. But maybe you need to see what else is possible so you can stop victimizing yourself in this roommate situation, unafraid and not able to talk to real people about it and actually find and identify the real issues. Did I catch everything there?
I think so. I'm so talked out. Hey guys, you know how they say that women have like a certain number of words per day and men have a certain number of words? Well, in our marriage, we are opposite. And we just had a live event for 3 days where I did not as much of the talking, same as on the podcast. If I come in, the way I described it at the event was I might not say much, but when I come in and I drop a bomb. Mm-hmm. But by the end of it, I think for the last hour, I just sat there and listened to you talk. And that's how I feel right now, guys. I'm talked out from the podcast. This is the 4th podcast in a row. So whatever he wants to say, I'm not even going to correct him. Take 30 seconds right now, whatever you want. You can be right.
She punched it. Then she punched it at the end. Holy fuck.
Did I? I don't even remember.
Yeah. And
that's good though.
Well, and you guys, I'm not going to give it away because you got to make it to these events. morrowmarriage.com/event and get yourself on the waiting list so you don't miss the next one in July. And yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. Guys, it's been a wild day. It's the first time I got to film podcasts in a couple of weeks, so I was super excited to do this.
You got a lot of words out, guys. Yeah. Thank you. We'll have a much more silent night.
Oh, it's going to be noisy.
Well, we'll see.
She didn't give me the wink that time, so it's possible. Oh, it's going to be noisy. It's going to be noisy. All right. See you next time, guys.
Bye.